Welcome to a 13-part special series for Alumni Live, the podcast. These are conversations with Grand Valley State University film and video students, faculty, and alumni about the film and video major. So animation is something that Grand Valley offers, and animation itself has so many subgenres. Julie, can you kind of walk me through animation and what that means at Grand Valley?
So in our animation one class is you can think of it as an animation sampler. You work with a range of media we start with stop motion, which can be animating clay or objects in your scene. And then we move to drawn animation and we are doing animated GIFs to start. And then we move into rotoscoping, which is using live action footage as a reference. And it's a great thing for filmmakers who don't have a background in illustration. A lot of people think that you need to be able to draw to animate, and drawing is definitely a skill that you want to have. Observation skills are important too, but there is an entry point for everyone. And then we also do a lot of computer animation. That's my specialization. I've been working with computer animation before Pixar even came out with a feature film before Toy Story. We do computer animation in Maya, and in animation too, we work with pre-rigged characters. So people are animating characters as if they were puppets, which is a entry point for animators. And in animated environment, there's a lot of things that have to do with setting up a scene and setting up a set. So what people learn in lighting translate and cameras translates into animation very much so. And then I bridge a lot of animation skill sets into new media as well. So we work again with 3D characters. I teach a concept called virtual cinematography, which is really working within that 3D interface, with cameras and focal lengths and lenses, lights, omnidirectional lights, spotlights, in order to sort of bridge what we do in the field with what we do in a virtual space. So I really try to get away from the concept of animation as cartoons, even though, today's Saturday morning and I will always love Saturday morning cartoons and Warner Brothers and things like that. But animation is such a big part of our way that we communicate now. It's sort of like our contemporary hieroglyphs are in motion with animation. So the tool sets are expansive. We have what are called Cintiq tablets. It's the Wacom Cintiq tablet, which is an interactive interface. So some of you out there might actually draw with a tablet when you're working on the computer. These tablets that we have sort of take it to the next level, and they're an extension of your screen themselves. So we try to get industry tools into your hands so you can, again, try lots of different techniques and really explore the possibilities of animation as an extension of a documentary film, for example, or a fiction film to illustrate something, again, with to visualize something that can't be seen, or visualizing information in general. There's a lot of careers in animation that range from forensic visualization to medical visualization to, just like I said, in general, are the sort of platforms that we communicate on, whether it's advertising or, just general storytelling. Animation's becoming a tool set that also gets hybridized with live action. So I also do introduce a little bit of visual effects, which we're now expanding into our new media, into our lab class, which is when students take new media or take media two, which is the basic production course. They have a lab where they learn about post-production techniques, and I'm honored to be part of developing the curriculum for that. So we want to expand on skills with programs like After Effects, where students really begin to understand 3D cameras and how to combine computer-generated assets with live action footage in a seamless way.
These really are all the skills and tools that are being used, like you said, from Pixar to the medical field to,
Mhm.
imaging and special effects and things like that. But I have a feeling that there are also some tools that, if a high school student is watching right now, they might even have access to. Do you have any, quick tips in, maybe a minute or so about how students can just kind of get started on their own?
Yeah. So, well, there's a ton of stop motion apps out there, stop motion studio, and things that you can put on your iPad or on your phone. And again, you want to secure your device to something so it's not moving around, like your camera on a tripod. And then you can start shooting stop motion. But the 3D program that we teach, Maya, is made by a company called Autodesk, and with an educational email. So, as a high school student, you might have an email through your school, or you could let them know that you're a high school student. You can actually download the software for free. So do talk to a lot of students who work with a program called Blender, which is also free. You can start exploring the 3D interface and really start to understand the concepts, which do transcend platforms. So if you begin to understand geometry and the way it works in X, Y, and Z space, that's going to help you to progress to other platforms. And also the game engine that we use is called Unity, which we use for virtual reality experiences, and that's free too. So as a student in high school or whatever age you are, I mean, you have to have an educational, connection, but you can download these platforms for free. Blender is free for anyone and as well too. So
Man, what a time to be coming up as a filmmaker. That is just so cool.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of the Alumni Live, the podcast special series about the film and video major. Be sure to listen to the next episode in the series and subscribe to our podcast to hear even more from our alumni as they talk about their work in different parts of the industry. Check out Alumni Live on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more conversations and networking. Let us know what topics you want to hear our alumni talk about. The Grand Valley State University Film and Video Alumni Network is here for you, and we're glad that you're here. Thank you for listening.